Hey guys, it's Kat. This is Cat Chat or something delightful. La 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 la. So today I have this wonderful place for you. Little side story about it. When I was younger, and I mean like I could drink, but you know, I wasn't really old enough to go out all the time and I didn't have a ton of money. There was a place my mother ripped out a magazine article for me called Barchef. And they had this Manhattan there that was $45. And I always told myself, when I'm old and like older and have a, you know, a really good job and blah, 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 I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna get one of these. It's gonna be so amazing. And then I never thought anything about it for years after that. I mean, part of me, I'm sure, thought that the place had closed by then, but who knew it would be such an awesome place that it would be around for such a long time. So Barchef is the name of this place. It is on Queen West between Spadina and Bathurst, and it's a very secretive looking location. You can find it on the map, of course, no problem, but it's all, the sign is very small and the window's all blacked out, so you wouldn't necessarily know that it was a bar unless you knew what you were looking for, yet at the same time they were always busy, so clearly it's a non-issue for them. The price point on it, like I said, $45 for Manhattan is quite expensive. However, that's just the Manhattan. That's the most expensive one on the menu, and I'll tell you more about it shortly. But let's get into the atmosphere. This place is beautiful. So you walk in the door and it's all dark, kind of makes me feel like I'm going to a speakeasy, and you smell smoke, like hickory smoke, not like dirty cigarette smoke. This beautiful hickory, I wanna say cherry or vanilla hickory smoke in the air, and it's from that Manhattan. I'm sure all the people who work there smell like this afterwards. And you go sit down, there's little booths, there's little areas with couches, there's tables, there's a variety of things happening. And the music goes from sort of oldies swing to electro. They kind of go all over the map, but it all suits the area wonderfully. There's lots of candlelight and I want to say like tungsten lighting. It's gorgeous. And service is flawless. They train their employees exceptionally well. There's a hostess that also helps bus things, and then there's servers and bartenders, and everyone has their role to play and everyone does it seamlessly. Oh, and the cocktails, they're so good. Now they have sweet and sour cocktails. They have sipping cocktails, which are a little bit more kind of alcohol forward. Those are both about $16 each. So yes, on the higher end, but not $45. So it's doable if you want to go for a treat. And a lot of these are just beautifully done. They're really well balanced, and there's a lot of interesting flavors in them. There's always a description of the cocktail followed by, you know, what's actually in it. So it's kind of nice to have both of those, sort of the feeling they're supposed to give you, and then what's actually in it in case you hate something like black licorice, for instance. I sadly do, and they do use it in a lot of their cocktails, but if you're into that, I bet it would be amazing. It's in so many cocktails that I would love to have. But what are you gonna do? Now, the main event is definitely the Modernists. So also keep in mind, the menu changes all the time. I think they change it seasonally. I wanna say 4 times a year, but it could be more or less. And the Modernists are so cool. So this one time, they had one called, I wanna say the Madmen, and it was this pipe-shaped glass. That's right, you heard it. Pipe-shaped glass, like an old like Sherlock Holmes kind of glass. And it was just, it tasted like a gentleman's drink. And on the side, they had these little jellies that were cherry, tobacco, black pepper. So you would drink this very strong drink that I want to say had brandy and such in it. And then you would eat these things in between. When it arrives, there's a bit of dry ice that has tobacco scent in it or leather scent in it. It really feels like a gentleman's drink. But they also make kind of sweeter ones as well. So they have one, it's a daiquiri 2 ways. And part of it comes in a coconut, and it's sort of a traditional way. And then the other one comes and things have been, you know, gone through spherification, and they've been made into jellies, and they've been, you know, used dry ice to make them into snow and things like this. Both of them taste delicious, and it's just such a neat experience. They also have a Mojito. This is what I always suggest as the gateway one, the Sailor's Mojito. It has Sailor Jerry's, I wanna say spiced rum, and it has mint and lime, and it has everything that it should have, plus a little bit extra. It has this fancy foam on it that tastes delightful. I wanna say it has a bit of vanilla in it, and then beach essence comes beside it, and that's just for wafting. So fancy. Okay, now, the one, I mean, if you're celebrating something, or if you know someone and you wanna spoil them in some way, and they really like Manhattans, I know, $45 is steep, but it's the experience, and it's such a special experience, and the staff really make sure that it's a special experience as well. I'm sure they 100% have regulars, but there's a lot of people that come out here just for a special occasion, and they do such a nice job of it. So, let me set the stage. You're in here in this dark room. The air smells of hickory smoke. You've ordered your Manhattan. It shows up, they set it down, and it's in this bell jar. So it's on this little tray that's all beautiful, and there's a bell jar, and they set it down, and it's just filled with smoke. And then they describe what's happening, and right now your drink is being infused, blah, blah, blah. And then they walk away, and you sit there, and because you're in candlelight, and there's candles all around, slowly you start to see that the fog starts to thin. And slowly there's this beautiful amber liquid sitting in the center in this beautiful kind of rocks glass. It's made of, I want to say, crystal, and it has all that nice detailing on it. Anywho, as it starts to really, you know, clear up in there, a server comes by, takes it off, and sort of wafts it away, and you know, the smoke goes fa 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 fa. They take it out and they rub down the moisture that might be on it, or you know, whatever else, and they set it down in front of you. So the hickory smoked chips are taken away, and you have this beautiful glass sitting in front of you filled with this wonderful liquid. Inside of it, they've hand chipped a sphere of ice, and you can watch it. The bartenders do it all night. They hand chip it for every single order. And then you just have this delicious, oh my gosh, you take a sip, and the outside of the glass is smoky and almost a little bit spicy as it touches your lip. And then you get this sweet liquid, and then it's strong, and then it's sweet and smoky again, and it's just divine. It's like God's made it. It's wonderful. So I highly suggest going to check it out. You could get one of the other ones. Any of the Modernists are going to be an interesting show. They are a little bit more expensive. I want to say closer to $26, but I think it's worth it. It's not something you want to do every single night unless you're a baller, then yes. But it's definitely a really special experience and a really neat place. And they've actually started, I think, bottling the liquors that they use to make the Manhattans, which is kind of cool too. So it could be a really nice gift for someone who loves Manhattans, but you know, maybe you're not able to arrange a social event or it'd be weird or whatever. Great idea as well. So that's Barchef. I highly suggest it. Check it out. Let me know if you guys know of any other cocktail bars like this. I think there's another one called, I want to say the Aviary in Chicago that I went to. I didn't find it as good. I definitely thought this was much nicer done. The staff were better trained, etc., etc. But let me know if you guys know of any cool cocktail places. Also, even ones, you know, that are like difficult to find. You have to say a password, like Cahoots in London, or there's Rasputin's in Florence, or there's a place in, I want to say Atlanta of all places, where you get into the bar going through a phone booth of some sort. This sounds very cool. If you guys know any of those sorts of places, please do let me know. I'm always looking for those. And thanks so much for watching.